We're about to do the Art Academy, Animation Academy in America, in Epcot.
Sweet.
Artist of the day.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. This full house, I love it. I love it. All right, my name is Jamie. I'm one of the sketch artists here at the Walt Disney World Resort. Super excited to draw with you today here at Animation Academy. This class, we're going to be drawing Jack Skellington from Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. I hear some people are already excited about that. Those of you that were in my previous class and drew Donald Duck, this character will actually be a lot easier for you than Donald was, believe it or not. So don't worry too much, but let's go ahead and get started here. All right. So, with Jack and a lot of our characters, we're going to start off with a circle. Now you want to make sure you start off by sketching really lightly, and we'll add some darker details as we go along. Now with his circular head, you don't want it to be too perfect now. The Tim Burton style is very loose, kind of crude drawings there. They have their very own unique appeal. So you can kind of see as far as like a circle goes, he's kind of squashed down just a little bit, so almost like the base is just a little bit wider than the top here. The next couple things we're going to throw in are going to be some guidelines that are going to help us place his features in his face here. And so the first one we're going to do is we're going to draw a straight line. And it just cuts our little circle in half here. All right. And so we're going to draw two more guidelines, and these are just going to help us with his eyes and his nose. And the first one's going to be right about in the middle here. And I'm just going to, I like to curve my horizontal lines just a little bit so that they're not too straight. And remember, the guidelines, you want them to be sketched in nice and lightly. Mine's a little bit darker just so everybody can see it. All right. Now then we're going to go up to the top here. We're going to draw another guideline. That sort of mimics our first one that we drew in the middle here. And so Jack's eyes are going to sit right in between these two lines. So let's go ahead and get those started in here. So his eyes are going to be like an oval shape or an egg shape, whichever one works out better for you. And you want to turn them in towards the vertical guideline a little bit. I'm going to do the same on this side. If you want to have a little bit more fun and change the shape of his eyes to give him a different expression, you're definitely welcome to do that. But for this purpose, I'm just going to keep his eyes open. Some people like to break his eyes down so he has more of a sinister look, but we're just going to make him happy. Now, if you want to, at this point, you can actually darken these lines here for his eyes, because they're not going to change any. If you look at the sides of his eyes, in the middle of his head here, you're actually going to bring this line down on either side. He does have this little crease underneath his eyes there. This horizontal guideline that we have that his eyes sit on top of, we're going to draw in his nostrils here. And they're very tiny. So these really narrow ovals right in the middle there. Usually at this point too, I like to throw in a little shading in his eyes here. They're just all black. You see, since it is a sketch, I just throw it in really quickly. It doesn't have to be super dark. also go ahead and darken the original circle that we made too. This head shape's not going to change any. So when you start off by drawing really, really lightly with the guidelines and stuff, when you do go back to refine your drawing with some darker lines, all of your original guidelines get pushed to the back so you don't notice them as much anymore. And it's also a really great way to hide any mistakes you might have made along the way. All right. Now let's throw in his smile here. His smile extends really far up the side of his head. I usually kind of like imagine it starts right about the middle point of his eyes here. But when it comes down, it's really narrow at the start. But the entire time it stays really close to the bottom of his head. And you want to make sure you kind of like alter your line a little bit. You don't have to make it a nice smooth curve. Remember, the Tim Burton style is very, very loose. So kind of like the more fun you have with it, the better. Does have these lines, kind of like these stitches all across his smile here. And you want to make sure you don't just do straight lines all the way across, because that's not too fun. And with his design, you definitely want to kind of alter them a little bit, change their direction. So if this one's straight, you can turn that one to the side, maybe throw in little crosses there. But you know, just have fun with it. You just don't want to make it so like this, because that's not fun. There's no real right or wrong way to do that. That's personal preference. All right. So next we're going to do is we're going to stop with this drawing right with his bow tie here. So that's going to be the last thing that we do. So right in the middle, at the bottom of the circle, we're going to draw in his neck. And his neck is really long and really narrow. We're going to stop it right about there. Usually like to have a little bit of shading underneath his head too. Just like that. And his bow tie imitates a bat. So we're going to work on the head of the bat first, right here in the middle. So we're going to do kind of a curved V shape, just like this. You want to give it a good bit of space because the top of the bat head sits at the bottom of his neck there. Just like that. And you can sketch this in pretty lightly first. And these curved shape coming up off the sides are actually going to be brought right back in these little triangles, just like that. What you want to do with this, you want to make sure just the outside of this is all dark. You don't want to darken this curved line here. In fact, I'll probably erase that so you can see it a little bit better what I mean. And that's the shape you want. I'll put my guideline back in there so you can see it. Alright, now this little guy does have eyes. They're just this little curved shapes, just like that. So I do one curved line, and then an opposite curved line, just like that. Alright. So the actual like bow part of the bow tie here is where you can definitely have a little bit of fun. So again, you probably don't want it to be like this nice smooth curve because that doesn't really work for his design, so you can definitely kind of get a little crazy with it. But basically what we're going for is this kind of V shape, like that. So that'll be the top portion and the bottom portion. And I'm going to do the same on this side. So again, you don't really need it to be a nice smooth curve. You can have some fun with it. only thing you want to make sure is that it's the most narrow in the middle and then it's widest at the ends. So the end of his bow does have these 3 points to it, and the easiest way to do that is to kind of make, focusing on the left-hand side here, it's kind of like making a large number 3. So it'd be like in, out, and then in again. And you want to make sure the ends are nice and pointy there. Sketch that in a little bit more. Bring this one in just a little bit more. Alright. And it's the same on this side, except of course it'll be a backwards 3 shape. So you're going to bring it in, little curve, bring it back out, and then in again. Alright. And now, if you're familiar with Jack, you know the majority of his little suit is black with little pinstripes, but I usually just have some really kind of like loose filling in of lines here to kind of give it that pinstripe look without being super technical with it. So, like I said, I just do these sort of quick brush strokes. When it comes to the actual bow tie itself, that can be a little bit trickier, but I'll just kind of like try to pull these lines all the way, all at the same point here. And I just follow the shape of the bow. Some people find it easier to just fill it in all black. You can definitely do that. That's easier for you. Kind of ends up with the same effect. But like I said, that's what's really fun with Tim Burton's designs. They're very just loose and kind of chaotic. So you can definitely have fun with them without worrying about them being like super perfect. Unlike some of the other characters we do. Like when you do one thing wrong, it's like the only thing you can see. But not with Jack. And again, I'm just pulling these lines all the way up against the little bat head in the middle there. Just to give them that sort of signature Tim Burton-esque look. Alright, there's Jack. This drawing's going to stay up for a couple of minutes, but I'm satisfied with the way he looks, so I'm going to go ahead and sign it. And whenever you are done with yours, you want to make sure you sign it as well. Super important step right there. Oh yeah, he's not too bad. Alright. So again, that'll stay up for anybody who needs to catch up, but this does conclude this Animation Academy class. Had a lot of fun drawing with you guys. It will be back again tomorrow with an all different artist. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Like I said, tomorrow will be an all different artist. I don't know what characters are going to draw tomorrow, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be the two that we drew today, for the most part.
What'd you think?
I thought it was fun. It was really cool. I don't think we've ever done Jack before.